I'm sure you've seen videos like these blowing up all over YouTube, getting millions of views, and you might think they are too difficult to create. Well, that's why today, I will expose the entire formula, showing you how to create videos just like these without needing any special skills or years of experience, so that all of you watching this at home can finally start your first faceless channel with real potential to grow. Like this creator right here, who is earning a 5-figure monthly income and whose videos regularly reach millions of views. But listen closely, this niche isn't saturated yet, because most people simply cannot create videos like this, because once again, they think it's too difficult. The opportunity right now is massive. With this strategy, you can outcompete normal creators and push out videos every single day, faster than almost anyone else in this niche, because the tools I'll show you make creating videos almost effortless. Now, to keep things simple, I'll break everything down into a few simple steps, but first, let me show you why this niche is so powerful. This creator right here is one of the biggest in this niche, with over 1 million subscribers, making them the perfect example for our research. Now, for this step, I'll use a tool called Nextlev, which is optional, but it's a very useful tool for discovering new niches with low competition. If we head over to the similar channel section, set it to in-depth search, and then click search, you'll see a list of other channels in the same niche. For example, this creator here has only about 2,000 subscribers, but averages around 100,000 views per video. Another one has already grown past 150,000 subscribers and averages around 500,000 views per video, which is really solid. But as you can see, there still aren't that many creators working in this niche, since many people assume these videos are too difficult to make, which means that there is a huge opportunity for you to get into this niche using the knowledge I'm about to share. So now that we've seen that this niche works, the first step is creating a script, but not just any script. I'm going to show you how to generate one that's designed to perform, using ChatGPT with a method most gurus don't tell you about. To start off, open a channel in the same niche that's already getting good results, then head over to the most popular shorts section. From here, scroll through the videos and pick one that has performed really well, like this one. Once you've found it, go ahead and open the video, then click on the share button and simply copy the link. Next, head over to a free tool called Tactic, which we will use to transcribe the video. All you need to do is paste the link into the input section, then click the button right next to it, and just like that, you'll instantly get a full transcript of the entire video. Now that you have the transcript, copy it from here, and then head over to ChatGPT. Here, paste the script you just copied, and then remove any extra text at the top. Next, scroll down and leave a few spaces at the end, since now we need to give ChatGPT clear instructions. This part is really important. Tell ChatGPT to analyze the entire script you pasted above, then ask it to highlight what works well and what could be improved. I've also shared all the prompts I use inside my free Telegram channel, which you can find linked below. And once you do all of the steps correctly, ChatGPT will process the script and break down the content style and type. After that, it will highlight what parts of the script work really well, and then show you areas that could be improved. This way, you can take the original structure and use the feedback to create a script that's even stronger than the one you started with. So now that everything is ready, tell ChatGPT to use the analysis as a reference, and let it know that you want to create a YouTube short about interesting facts from different US states. At the end, ask it to generate a list of 3 to 5 strong, engaging facts that you can use. Once you click generate, within a few seconds, ChatGPT will provide you with 5 facts that are not only entertaining, but also structured in a way that's proven to keep viewers engaged. Okay, so now that you have your list of strong facts, it's time to turn them into your own original script. To do this, ask ChatGPT to take the facts you've selected and turn them into a smooth, engaging script for a YouTube short that's around 50 to 60 seconds long. Next, go through the facts and pick the ones you like the most, then import them into the script. In my case, I'll use fact number 1, 2, and 3. Now that the prompt is fully set, click generate, and just like that, ChatGPT will provide you with a script that's smooth, engaging, and ready to use, based on the facts you chose. And honestly, this is one of the easiest and safest ways to create a script in this niche. So now that our script is ready, it's time to create the voiceover. To do this, you'll need to use a text-to-speech tool, like the one DupDub offers. And in my opinion, it's one of the best options out there, because it offers hundreds of voices you can choose from, and you even get free credits to get started. Alright, once you're in, you'll notice a lot of different features you can explore. And for what we need, go ahead and open the AI voiceover feature. Now to start off, first we need to import the script that we have created. So head over into ChatGPT where you created the script and copy it. Then head back into DupDub and paste it into the script section. After that, make sure to remove any extra spaces or gaps between lines. This will give you a smooth, fast-paced voiceover. And once that's done, your script should look similar to the one I have right here. Next, if you head over to the voices section on the right side, you'll find a list of hundreds of voices that you can use. And to be honest, there are some pretty good voices in this list. You can also filter them out. For example, I'll set the language to English, the accent to American, the gender to male, and the quality to ultra. After that, all of the voices that match will appear. I found one that works really well, which is called Liam, so feel free to use it. To find it, simply type Liam in the search bar, and the same voice will appear, then just select it, and that's it. So now that you've selected the voice you like the most, right below the voice section, you can adjust the speed of the voiceover if you want it faster or slower. You can also adjust the pitch, which can slightly change how it sounds, but in this case, I'll leave the settings as they are. Next, in the toolbar above, you'll notice several options that can help refine the voiceover, such as pauses, speed adjustments, sound effects, and more. Once everything is ready, simply click on the Generate button on the right side, and let's see how it came out.
Did you know Alaska is so massive that you could fit Texas, California, and Montana inside it?
The voiceover sounds great, and the slight pitch in the voice makes it more engaging, which will help the final result feel more polished. Now that the voiceover is ready, let's export it. To do this, click on the Export button above, then select MP3. You'll also see some additional settings available, but in this case we won't need them. So finally, click on Export, and the voiceover will be exported. Now that we have our voiceover ready, let's move on to the most important part of this video, the visuals. As you already know, these videos use advanced map animations, and if you tried to build everything manually, you'd probably spend a ridiculous amount of time just to create the first few seconds. But here's the thing. I found a tool that can change all of that. It's called Hera, and with it, you can create map animations and even hundreds of other motion graphics with just a few simple prompts. What normally takes hours can now be done in minutes, which makes the whole process way more fun and easier. So once you're in, open the Templates section, and in the filter above, select Most Used Animations. This will show you the animations that are currently popular, and here you'll find the map animations we need. Make sure to open the one called Map Animation 2 Countries, since that's the exact template we'll be using. Once that's done, just click on the Use This Template button, and the editor will open right up. Now on the screen above, you'll see a preview of how the animation will look, and just below that, you'll find the prompt box, which we'll use to create the animations. To start, open Format Settings at the top, and set the vertical format, which is the one used for YouTube Shorts. Once that's done, the entire template will automatically adjust based on the format. Next, open Duration Settings above and set the duration to Auto, which allows a maximum of 60 seconds. Now to create the actual animation for our video, it needs to match our script. So head back into ChatGPT where you created your script and check which countries or states are being mentioned. For example, my script starts with the fact that Alaska is bigger than Texas, California, and Montana combined. To create this animation, we will go back to Hera, and in the prompt box, I will type something like, start with a map of the USA, then zoom into Alaska with a highlight around it. Then I will also ask it to add a text label showing Texas, California, and Montana. Now that you have included the prompt, simply click Generate, and within a few seconds, Hera will create the exact animation you requested. As you can see, the animation starts with a zoomed out view of the entire US map, then zooms into Alaska with a smooth highlight around it, and finally displays the text showing Texas, California, and Montana, perfectly matching the fact from our script. Now since the text looks a little off, I'll select the text section, scale it down, and move it right into the center of Alaska so the text lines up with it correctly. Alright, let's move on to the next part of the animation, this time for the second part of our script. In this section, the narrator is talking about how if Alaska were its own country, it would be larger than nations like Iran and Mongolia. So to create that exact animation, I will enter something like, continue the animation, keep Alaska highlighted and zoom out slightly to show it larger on the US map. Then, change Alaska's color and display text above Alaska saying bigger than Iran and bigger than Mongolia. Once that's done, I'll generate the video. And as you can see, this time we've created an animation that starts by zooming out to show all of Alaska, adds a bold orange highlight around it, and then displays text showing that Alaska is larger than both of these nations. Now looking at the next part of the script, the narrator mentions that Rhode Island is the smallest US state and could fit into Alaska more than 480 times. For this animation, I'll type something like zoom across the US to Rhode Island and highlight it, then zoom back out to Alaska, keeping both Alaska and Rhode Island highlighted to show the size difference. And now if we check the final result, you can see it starts with a zoom on Rhode Island, then zooms back out to show a direct comparison with Alaska, matching our prompt exactly. Now, moving on to the last part of the script, the narrator explains that while many people think Kansas is the flattest state in America, the truth is, it's actually Florida. Florida. So for this animation, I'll enter something like continue the animation, move the view to Kansas, and highlight it. Then quickly shift the highlight to Florida, keeping only Florida glowing to show it is the actual flattest state. And once the animation is done, the result will start with a smooth zoom, but this time showing Kansas with a highlight effect. Then it zooms out and back in again, this time focusing on Florida, which exactly matches the prompt we have entered. And with that, the video is complete, with full animations from start to finish. Now in the next step, I'll show you how to add an animation that displays a flag across the entire country. But before we do that, let's first export the video we just created. To export, simply click the export button at the top. Set the quality to 1080p, choose MP4 format, and set the FPS to 60. Once those settings are in place, click export, and your video will be exported. Now let's move on to creating the viral flag animation I mentioned earlier. To do this, open the templates menu and look for the flag animation template. This is the one we need. It places a full flag overlay across the entire country. Once you find it, make sure to use this exact template so it matches the effect we're going for. Once you're in, start by switching the video format to vertical, just like we did for the last video. For the duration, you can leave it as is, since we'll only need a short animation with this template. Now, if we look at the script, the outro is all about America's geography, how some states are bigger, more crowded, and how some are flatter. Now to create an animation for the outro, I'll enter something like show the full map, then zoom into United States, then overlay a large waving American flag across the map while keeping the country's outline visible underneath. And now that the prompt is set, I'll go ahead and generate the video, and once it's done, as a result, we get an animation that starts with a wide view of the entire map, then smoothly zooms into the US, and finally overlays the flag, along with a text section highlighting the United States. Now, since this was the last animation for our video, the only step left is to export it using the same exact way we did before. And once that's done, you'll be finally ready to bring everything together and edit the full video. For this step, we will use an editing tool called CapCut, so go ahead and open it. Once you're in, start by importing everything you've created so far. Now you'll also notice that I've imported a background track and a sound effect, which are super important for making the video more engaging, so let me quickly show you where you can get them. For this step, we'll use a website called Pixabay. Now, since videos in this style usually include a cheerful beat in the background, open the music section at the top and in the search bar type cheerful beat. After you hit search, you'll see a variety of tracks in that style. Browse through them and pick the one that fits your video best, so the music you will choose is totally up to you. Now, once you've chosen a track, simply click the download button next to it, and it will be ready for you to use. As for the sound effect, we'll use a swoosh style effect, since our video includes several zoom in and out transitions. To find one, open the filter section at the top and select sound effects. Then, in the search bar, type swoosh. Once you search, you'll see a list of effects that match the keyword. Here you have a lot of great options, for example, this one. So now go through the effects and choose the one you like the most. Then once you've found the effect you like, simply download it the same way as before, and with that done, you're ready for the next step. So let's head back into CapCut. Now to start off, first select the voiceover and drag it down into the editing timeline. Now if you look closely, you'll notice there are small gaps between each line, which can make the pacing feel a little slow. Let's fix that. Move the timeline marker just before the gap begins. Then use the cut tool to split the voiceover. After that, drag the next part over to the left, leaving only a small pause so it still feels natural but not too slow. Now repeat this process for the entire voiceover, and to save time, I've already done this across the whole track, and yours should end up looking similar to what I have right here. Now that the voiceover is fully adjusted, the next step is to bring the map animation into the timeline, placing it right above the voiceover. You'll notice that the animation is a bit longer than the voiceover, but don't worry, we'll fix that easily. If we play the beginning, you'll see there's a slow animation before the zoom starts. Since we don't really need that part, simply cut it out so the video begins directly with the zoom animation. Once that's done, I will play the video until I reach the part where the first animation ends, and then I'll cut it right at that point. Next, in the second part of the animation, we have a smooth zoom out that highlights Alaska, and since this section feels a bit too slow, I'll find the end of that animation, cut it at that exact spot, and then speed it up to almost 2x. This way, the animation will match the voiceover perfectly. This step is very simple. Just make sure that each part of the voiceover aligns with the correct correct animation. And since the animations are a bit slower, you can easily speed up all of the sections. And by the end, you should end up with something like I have right here. So now that you've adjusted all the sections, your video should play smoothly and match every part of the voiceover exactly. Now, as you can see, we're still missing the animation for the final part of the voiceover, which is the flag animation we created earlier. To start off, simply drag that animation down next to the ones you already have. Now, if we play this video, we can see that the beginning of this animation is a bit slow, and we don't really need it. So I'll cut that part out so the animation starts with a zoom right away. Then, since the animation is slightly longer than the voiceover, I'll trim the end to match it exactly. And that's it, the video is now fully synced and ready. Now that all the animations are perfectly in place, let's move on to the next step, adding captions to our video. First, open the text menu above, then select the auto captions feature and click generate. This process takes about 10 seconds, and just like that, captions are added across the entire video. But as you can see, these captions are basic and a bit boring, so now it's time to make them look way more engaging. To do that, first select all of the captions in the editing timeline, then open the animation section and go to caption animations. Here you'll find a variety of pre-made templates to choose from. If you're using the free version, pick one of the free animations, or if you have the pro version like I do, you can choose more advanced options, like this one, for example. Next, since the text is a bit small, go into the text settings and increase the size to around 15 for an optimal, clearly readable display. Now that everything is set, you can see that the captions we added are smooth and engaging, which is exactly what we need. So with that done, let's add some sound effects to make the video even better. Start by dragging the sound effect you imported, which in my case, it's actually 2 effects in one, so I will simply cut it so only the second part is left. Once that's done, watch closely. The first part of our video starts with a smooth zoom, so I'll place the effect right under that section to match it perfectly. Basically, for every part that has a zoom animation, add the same effect below it so the sound matches the action on screen. This step is very easy, and you can do it exactly like I'm showing here. Now, once you add all of the sound effects below each zoom animation, you'll be ready for the final step, where we'll add a background track to the video. To start off, drag the background track right below the voiceover. Then, in the settings on the right side, lower the volume to around -20 so that it doesn't overpower your voiceover. Next, since the track is longer than the voiceover, simply cut it at the end so it matches the length of the video. Finally, to make everything cleaner, add a 1-second fade out at the end and a 1-second fade in at the beginning. And with that, your video will finally be ready. So let's go ahead and export it. Now to export the video, click on the export button above. Then, make sure to set the quality to 1080p since that's the one supported for YouTube Shorts. Below that, set the FPS to 60 to give the animations a smooth touch. Finally, click the export button below, and just like that, your video will be exported. So now, let's see how the video came out.
Did you know Alaska is so massive that you could fit Texas, California, and Montana inside it and still have room left over? In fact, if Alaska were its own country, it would be the 18th largest in the world, bigger than countries like Iran or Mongolia. Now, let's jump to the opposite extreme, Rhode Island. It's the tiniest US state.
And as you can see, the video we created looks almost identical to the ones that are trending right now, except the big difference is that we were able to put this together in about 15 minutes using AI instead of spending endless hours editing. Now that you've seen how to use these tools to make videos in this niche, the best thing you can do is just start creating. Trends come and go quickly, so the earlier you begin, the better chance you have to stand out. And if this tutorial helped you out, drop a like and share your own channel in the comments because I'd love to check out what you're working on. And as always, keep pushing, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here. And this should be already fine. 2014, 2017. Yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm. And now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right. The order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.